The nation's 39th president, Jimmy Carter, is being remembered around the world following his death at the age of 100. The former president's office confirms that he died today at his home in Georgia. Carter was the first former president to reach the century mark. Plus, he was the longest living ex-president in history. From Massachusetts to Washington, D.C., people are paying tribute to him. But first, we want to take a look back at his life and legacy.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
Jimmy Carter personified the American dream, rising from farm life in the rural South to become the 39th president of the United States. He was born and raised in the small hamlet of Plains, Georgia. After serving in the U.S. Navy, he returned home to Plains and made a success of the family's peanut farm. He also met Rosalind Smith, the woman who became not only his wife, but his closest advisor. Carter's political career began as a Georgia state senator before winning the governorship.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Carter's 1974 campaign for the White House began as the longest of long shots. In the wake of Watergate in Vietnam, his appeal as a straight-shooting Washington outsider grew, and he narrowly defeated Gerald Ford in 1976. The Carter presidency was heightened by the Camp David Agreement, bringing a once unthinkable peace between Egypt and Israel. But economic recession and high interest rates crippled Carter's term in office, and the Iranian hostage crisis devastated it. Republicans capitalized in 1980 as Ronald Reagan's sunny optimism ended Carter's re-election hopes with a resounding victory. But from that defeat, a remarkable second act. Private citizen Carter began a new career, helping build homes for the poor in America. He made Habitat for Humanity an international name, even while focusing on global humanitarian causes. In 2002, Jimmy Carter won the coveted Nobel Peace Prize. He remained active well into his 90s. He taught Sunday school at his South Georgia church. Even after suffering a series of falls, Carter's resilience allowed him to continue building homes for Habitat.
I'd say peace and human rights and treating everybody the same has been what I hope will be my legacy.
By the end of his life, Jimmy Carter had won the deep respect and admiration of not only Americans, but people around the world. And across the country, people are paying tribute to former President Carter. People have been leaving flowers at the Carter Center in Atlanta. The Empire State Building is lit up in red, white, and blue. Plus, flags are flying at half-staff at the White House to honor him as well. Flags are also flying at state buildings across Massachusetts at half-staff in tribute to the former president. This is just one way he's being remembered here in the Bay State. Our NBC 10's Mary Marcos picks up our coverage of that part of the story.
Local historians and politicians are mourning the loss of our 39th president.
It's a very sad day for this country, and he was the kind of political leader that you just don't see anymore.
Jimmy Carter's most acclaimed achievement, an historic peace accord between Israel and Egypt, is still in place today. But that's not the only treaty he's known for.
He also negotiated the treaty that handed back the Panama Canal to the people of Panama themselves, something that the incoming president, Donald Trump, is now trying desperately to revoke.
In a statement, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey saying, quote, President Carter lived a life dedicated to peace, human rights, democracy, and moral clarity. Senator Ed Markey posted this old photo of them shaking hands, saying, quote, we will forever be indebted to him for building a more peaceful world. Senator Elizabeth Warren, writing on social media, Jimmy Carter was a true public servant and peacemaker. Our country is a better place because of him. And Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley posted that President Carter embodied compassion and an unwavering commitment to humanity and public service. Boston University historian Tom Whalen says Carter was the smartest president in the last 150 years.
We can only hope to have a president as good as Jimmy Carter. He believed in science. He believed in rationality. And he believed that if you give people a chance, they will do the right thing.
Now, Jimmy Carter is the first president to live to 100 years old, and historians say there is a lot we can glean from his legacy. Reporting in East Boston, Mary Marcos, NBC 10 Boston.
And President Carter made a number of visits to Massachusetts over the years. That includes a stop in 1977, just months after he was inaugurated. He stayed with a family at their home in Clinton after hosting a town hall meeting there. And the original homeowners left reminders of Carter's visit. That includes a plaque in the guest room where he stayed. Be sure to stay with us for continuing coverage of former President Carter's death as services are announced. We'll bring you the latest developments on air and online.